you've crossed so many paths with so many of the best in so many different industries. Do you ever get intimidated?
You know, this is really funny. My father was an attorney, and he brought me up to believe that everybody was equal, everybody, and it didn't matter. He said, "Sherry, you will treat my judge friends the same as you would treat our gardener." And so I really believed that because he taught that as a little girl. He goes, "The difference is everybody deserves the same amount of respect, but that's because of who they are, not what they did." And so you can respect people for what they did. That would be absolutely fine as long as you respect them for who they are first. So I don't want to sound arrogant, but no, I've never really been intimidated because I look at them as someone who's just like everyone else, except that they had some kind of a talent and they were lucky enough to exploit it in the right way. And no, I mean, I have met a lot of famous people, I agree, and a lot of important people. But I just look at them as someone to be respected. And no, they can't. I think maybe that's why I love producing, because you're not going to intimidate me. And if you say something that's not true, I will call you on it, because you're not going to intimidate me into saying, oh, I got to be careful.
Well, the other, really great thing that I've adopted from, knowing you is to have strong principles. I really feel like that's helped to guide, well, I know it's helped to guide a lot of decisions I have to make, but I feel like they've also guided you in the decisions that you made. Now, what do you think are, like, if you could distill some good principles for the people that are listening, what would those be?
I know that, again, I hope I don't sound sappy, but the most important thing, and then I'll tell you what I think are the things you need for work, but what's the most important thing that all humans need is integrity. And I remember I said to my dad one night, I said, Dad, I'm not very religious and I don't believe in this and I don't believe in that. He goes, forget it. You don't do it. It's okay. All you need to know is one thing. If you can go to bed every night with your integrity intact, no matter if there's a religion or if there's not, or if there's this, or it won't matter because you will have led a life of integrity. That's the most important step. And you can never cross the line. So I said, okay. Then, as I was working, I realized you have to have values because if you don't have values, what you have, unless you don't want that, see, I don't, also, he was very big on not being judgmental. And so, like, if you don't want to have values, which sounds silly, but that's okay. If you want to do it for the money, just own up and say, I'm doing this for the money. But if you want to do it for the artistic reason, then there's certain things you have to do. You have to work really, really hard. But most important, you have to be passionate about what you're doing. The number one thing is passion. And it doesn't matter. My first job was pouring coffee, and because I was a receptionist. And it was like, okay, I need to be passionate about this. It's not a low job. I'm going to be the best coffee maker on the planet. And I like to think that maybe I was. And so you have to have passion and you have to work hard. And then you have to be intrinsically motivated. I don't understand. It's very hard to work with people for me that are extrinsically motivated. That I have to say, well, you'll get a raise or you'll get this. It's like, if you don't see why you should redo this 20 times, I can't be telling you that. You have to intrinsically want to do it that way. And if you know that, then you will meet your passion. So you have to be, most of all, truthful. And you have to be truthful to yourself, which is really hard for most of us, myself included. And you have to be truthful to your client. And if you become transparent and just tell the truth and say, you know what, we agreed on this, and I can't keep up my part of the agreement because it's going to take me 3 extra days, and I want to tell you right now. Just be truthful about it. And if you can make it safe for the client and for the people that work on the job, and everybody knows no one's going to yell at them. My father did not allow yelling. You raise your voice, he walks out. And so we all deserve respect. And so I do believe that values are really important because without them, I don't see why we bother.
And then in business, you're saying you had some other.
Well, no, those are the. I think you have to be passionate first of all. You have to be hardworking. You have to be intrinsically motivated, and you have to be truthful. And you know what? You have to do that in life. And
Then
you have to do that in life.